everyone, I'm back with another video. This one is basically to show you how I get the size to do the layering for my Spellbinders Nestabilities dies. I had a question from a friend, hi Margaret, on how I size the inside layer for my dies. And it doesn't have to be this specific die. It just has to be whatever die you're using. So what I do, because I don't have the basic ovals, circles, and square dies, I just have the fancy ones. My favorites are these three. These are the lacy squares, circles, and ovals, and I'll tell you, I use the ovals more than anything. So that is basically my go-to die. So what I did was I took the largest die, and this fits nicely on the front of an A2 size card, towards the top or the bottom, and you can still have room for a sentiment, or you can place it right in the center and use it as your main focal point. So this is a great size for regular sized cards. So what I did was I took the die and I measured the inside from one end to the other, and it is 3 5/8. So to cut my ovals out, what I do is I cut these out on my Cricut, and I just cut a ton of them at one time. I have these little baggies that I just put them in, and I mark what size it is. So since I can't really do 3 5/8 on my Cricut, I went down 1/8 of an inch and cut it at 3 1/2. So I cut my oval at 3 1/2 inches, and I used the Plant in School book. And so here's the 3 1/2 inch oval, here's the largest die, and so when I layer this on top, just like that, I have room in all of the little divots here to put a pearl or a rhinestone if I want. And if I don't do that, I can leave it just like this, and you still see somewhat of a border behind it. The other size that I have cut out, I haven't used this a whole lot, but this would fit really well on the front of a card also, with lots of room for something else. So that is the second to the largest, and again I just measured the inside from the long end, and that one is 2 5/8. So again, using my Cricut, I went down 1/8 of an inch, and I did a 2 1/2 inch circle, or oval actually, and cut a bunch of those out. So then the same thing, once I layer this on top, I have room to put a rhinestone or a pearl all the way around if I want, or just leaving it as is looks just fine. So you would do the same thing with your circles. So if you were using the largest circle on a project, this doesn't work well on a card because it's too big. You would just measure from one end to the next, and this is 3 5/8, so you would do a 3 1/2 inch circle. That is how I figure out how to do my layering. Now if you have the dies that are the solid circle and oval and squares, I'm pretty sure they match up with these somehow. I don't know because I don't have those, and like I said, I did my measuring and just cut them out on my Cricut, and then just have stacks of them sitting around. So here's a 2 3/4 inch circle, which is a good size for an A2 size card, so it's your second one in, and so that one measured 2 7/8. So I went down 1/8 of an inch to get the 2 3/4, and I didn't pull out. I don't think I have any of these circles cut. But it layers the same exact way as the oval. Once you put the circle on top of the circle, then you'll still have somewhat of a border, and you can do your pearls or rhinestones around if you want. So, I hope this answers your question, Margaret, and anyone else who's having problems trying to fit their layering for their dies. This is how I do it. So if you have your Cricut or a way to cut out your inside pieces in kind of inchwise, that's how I do mine, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!